I found 5 places near the 12 Apostles on the Great Ocean Road that are less crowded, just as spectacular, and 90% of tourists never visit. The 12 Apostles, the magnificent limestone rock stacks rising up from the Southern Ocean, are one of the most iconic Great Ocean Road places to visit. But brace yourself, they can get super crowded, especially in summer when the tour buses from Melbourne arrive, and suddenly, you're caught in a whirlwind of noisy kids, chattering tourists, and selfie sticks galore. Parking? Good luck. Getting that perfect photo without someone's arm or head in the frame? You'll need a miracle. But don't let that scare you away. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 spectacular places within a few kilometers of the 12 Apostles that are every bit as Instagrammable, easy to find, and yet 90% of tourists never make the effort to go, with the last one being my personal favorite. So you can avoid this, and enjoy this, and this, instead. And if you still want to visit the 12 Apostles as well, then stick with me till the end and I'll let you in on the best times to go, plus something amazing that the day trippers and bus tours never get to see. So, are you ready? Let's go! You'll be amazed how few people make it from the 12 Apostles lookout to Gibson Steps beach, just a kilometre or so down the road. There's even a flat walking trail that runs between the two. A series of steps zigzag their way down the cliff, leading to a stunning stretch of beach with spectacular views in both directions. As you descend onto the sandy shore, you'll find yourself in awe of Gog and Magog, 2 towering limestone formations that look very much like they're part of the 12 Apostles, but officially aren't. Either way, they're just as impressive. Descending the Gibson Steps to the beach gives you a perspective that you won't find from the crowded viewing platforms. From the base of the cliff, you can walk along the beach and truly grasp the massive scale of these rock formations, especially if you go at low tide. Another advantage of being at beach level, there are hardly any crowds, even during peak times like midday. This quiet setting lets you enjoy these natural wonders in peace, offering an intimate experience with some of the most stunning coastal geology in the region. Loch Ard Gorge is another spectacular place that, despite being just as gorgeous, is nearly always a lot less crowded. It's named after one of the most famous shipwrecks along this stretch of coastline when the Loch Ard ran aground in 1878. There were only 2 survivors, teenagers Tom Pearce and Eva Carmichael, who were able to drag themselves onto the narrow beach, and there's now a lookout named after them which overlooks the gorge. In fact, this whole area is known as the Shipwreck Coast and is home to more than 200 shipwrecks between Port Fairy and Cape Otway. You can even follow the historic shipwreck trail of 25 sites that overlook the cliffs where the wrecks occurred. You can walk down to the sandy beach, dramatically closed in by towering sandstone cliffs. And there are tracks along the top of either side of the gorge where you can see the Razorback, a narrow wall of rock jutting from the sea. On the other side of the gorge is the perfect spot to see Island Arch, a distinctive hole in the limestone cliff. And once you're done here, head a bit further along to Thunder Cave. You'll hear this natural cavern long before you see it. The ocean rushes in through a narrow gap in the rocks to hit the back walls with a loud booming sound. Loch Ard Gorge and Thunder Cave are very close to each other, and you can easily walk between them. But if you think we were done at Loch Ard Gorge, you're mistaken. Keep driving towards the next town of Peterborough, because there's still plenty more to see. About 10 minutes after the town of Port Campbell is the legendary London Bridge. Or half of it anyway. Until 30 years ago, the London Bridge was made up of 2 huge limestone archways, but in 1990, the archway closest to the mainland collapsed. It's since been commonly referred to as the London Arch, and its natural beauty is undeniable. The remaining arch stands majestically against the backdrop of the Southern Ocean. The arch is impressive, but it's the whole area that creates the majestic feel. Just to the west of the London Bridge viewing platform are massive, straight 50-metre cliffs towering above a pristine, untouched beach. It's definitely worth a visit, and it's another spot where you can get stunning views of this unique area of coastline without crowds of people and day trippers. Less than a 5-minute drive from the London Bridge is the Grotto, a gem along the Great Ocean Road, renowned for its unique rock formation and stunning coastal views. The grotto is an arch with a little open-air grotto between the arch and the cliff that has been hollowed out over millions of years by erosion. Whether you visit on a sunny day or during a storm, the coastal views from the grotto are nothing short of spectacular. The Bay of Islands is where you'll get one last chance to stand on the cliff top on your Great Ocean Road trip before the road turns inland. Stretching out across 32 kilometers between Peterborough and Warrnambool, it offers astounding ocean views and geological features. There are two main spots to get a view of the Bay of Islands. My suggestion is to drive on past the main Bay of Islands car park to Boat Bay. Here, there's a short walk out to a viewing platform where you'll get the most spectacular view of the Bay of Islands and the sandstone islands in the bay. While the beaches are accessible at certain points along this stretch of coastline, the most popular thing to do is admire the stunning sea views. You can also head to the Bay of Martyrs, a spot with a stunning beach and a number of viewing areas. There's a guided walk along the top of the cliffs, and you can spot the falls of Hallidale Shipwreck, which dates back to 1908. But even though we're near the end of the Great Ocean Road, we're not done just yet. There's still one more hidden gem that you're absolutely going to want to know about. Before I tell you about that though, obviously if you've come all this way, you're still going to want to see the 12 Apostles, right? So if you want to avoid the crowds, when's the best time to visit? Well, definitely not between noon and around 3 p.m, which is when the tour buses from Melbourne arrive and the crowds make it feel like a small festival. One of the best times is early morning, around 7 or 8 a.m. The sun's just rising, bathing the Apostles in a golden glow. Plus, there's a bonus. You'll only share the views with a handful of people, allowing you to enjoy a truly peaceful experience. Sunset is another prime time. Get there about an hour before the sun goes down to soak in the changing colors. It's less crowded than midday, and the vibe is way calmer. And after sunset, stick around for the grand finale. The sky turns into a canvas of deep oranges and purples, with colors that seem almost unreal. But here's the secret gem, the real grand finale and something the day trippers never get to see. After the sun sets, keep an eye on the beach below the Apostles. As darkness falls, a colony of little penguins starts to make its way from the sea to their nests on the shore. You won't be able to get too close, but from the viewing platforms, you can watch these adorable little birds waddle across the sand. A magical sight that's truly worth the wait. And if you really want to enjoy the views away from everyone, then why not take to the sky with a helicopter tour? From above you'll get an unparalleled look at the Apostles, plus the rugged coastline and pristine beaches. The pilot will fill you in on the area's history and geography while you enjoy the spectacular scenery from the air. Whether you choose early morning, sunset, or even a helicopter ride, the 12 Apostles offer a unique and awe-inspiring experience. And before I reveal my absolute favorite place, if you enjoyed this video so far, why not subscribe and drop me a comment below? And I'll send you a special link to get 10% off Lonely Planet travel guides. So it's possible, if you've already done some homework, you've heard about at least some of the places I've already mentioned in this video. But my number one off-the-beaten-path place to visit on the Great Ocean Road is quite possibly one of its best-kept secrets: Childers Cove. If you loved the 12 Apostles, Childers Cove is definitely another one to add to your list. Perched meters away from the white sand beach are an assortment of limestone craggy cliffs standing up to 70 meters high above the ocean. Every bit as spectacular as the 12 Apostles, but without the crowds, Childers Cove might just be the crown jewel of the Great Ocean Road's secret gems. Visit at low tide and be sure to pack your camera. What truly makes Childers Cove special is that while the 12 Apostles attract millions of visitors each year, this is a place which is just as spectacular that in all likelihood, you will have to yourself. Escape the crowds, breathe in the fresh ocean air, and immerse yourself in the tranquility of this unspoiled paradise. Of course, the Great Ocean Road is one of Australia's most amazing road trips. So watch this video next to find out about 10 amazing places you definitely don't want to miss along the route, like the Otway Rainforest, awesome surf beaches, lookout points, lighthouses, waterfalls, and coastal towns. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.